I don't. Yeah, I beg you, just go.
Relax. It's not just for the drama and sex. You're not the conversation. You don't need to shout like everybody here and you're shouting at me. There's no need for that. I'm too old for this. Can you not talk? What are you doing now? I'm busy. So what do you have to say? Just say what you want to say.
So you're still going to walk away?
Yes, I'm tired of you. You don't get it. I think you don't get what I'm saying. What I would not
me coming back to meet you doesn't mean I'm stupid. I came to meet you.
Okay, so you made me laugh because that's to make me feel better. Everybody knew it was a joke. You won't take it seriously.
Even as a joke?
Okay, I'm apologized to you. Have I apologized to you already or not?
Regardless.
Okay, your voice is still being raised, so I'm not doing this.
Okay, I'm sorry, come. Kola. Impressive. Keep walking away. You.
Oh God, have mercy. Because why? Every damn time. Why? Oh my God. You know, every time I see Kola begging, apologizing to Imisi, trying to pacify her from her always 0 to 100 level of madness, of anger towards him. Guys, the one question that always plagues my head is, why? Why? Why does he always have to be the one begging? Why does he always have to be the one apologizing? Why? And guys, you know, the most annoying part is when you listen to the offense itself, which Imisi claims that Kola committed. It's not that much of a big deal. I mean, yes, I understand that we are all wired differently, right? We're all wired differently. We all have different tolerance levels for bullshit, right? But then, for someone who's just a friend, whom you refer to as your brother, as your sibling, why does Imisi always get so angry, like so aggravated? To the point that Kola has to literally spend an entire day apologizing and begging and apologizing and trying to reconcile. So, in fact, there's always numerous failed attempts at reconciliations. Always Kola making those attempts. Why? And you see, yeah, on one of my videos I put out yesterday, this was the same question I was asking. Like, why? Why can't Kola just tell this girl, you know what, just leave me alone? Why? And so on that same video I put out yesterday morning, there was a comment. And the comment was made by someone that also bears the same surname as Kola. So after reading through the comment, I just knew instantly that, okay, fine, this person is either a sibling to Kola or, yeah, probably related to Kola one way or the other. Because what the person explained kind of made a lot of sense. So the person explained that what we see happening between Kola and Imisi in the house is literally the same thing that happens between Kola and one of his younger sisters at home. Now, Kola has a younger sister that literally terrorizes him. In fact, just kind of probably almost the same thing that Imisi does to him in the house, you know, harasses him like that. And it's something that they as a family have literally complained about over and over again. But Kola seems to have a wide range of tolerance for this his sister. So whatever he's having to deal with Imisi in the house, it's more like him having to deal with his sister, you know, the one he has at home. So it's kind of not new to him. Hence the reason why it seems like he's condoning a lot, you know, he's swallowing a lot from her. It's kind of like he's used to it. So what Imisi is doing is nothing really new to him. The only difference is, and guys, this is my addition to that statement. The only difference is that from Imisi comes a lot of insults. a lot of disrespect. And as much as that comment made a lot of sense, as much as that comment gave some level of clarity to the vagueness of the situation for me, there's still that same question of why. All right? And so I'm going to leave that question there. Guys, what do you think about that comment? And also, what do you think about this other aspect of it all? You know, the unnecessary insults, the disrespect, the aggressiveness. Yeah, the aggressiveness, because it is just too much. Now, why am I saying all of this? Yesterday, there was another situation between Kola and Imisi, and this time around, it lasted the entire day, with Kola making multiple attempts to apologize to this girl. And for every time he makes an effort, for every time he approaches her, she would scold him, she would yell at him, she would insult him, she would use the FU language on him. And this continued until Kola was fed up. And so the tables switched. We're going to get into this video right now, all right? And I will spill all the details and, of course, my observations as well. And, of course, too, I would love to hear from all of you because, guys, frankly speaking, the matter is high. I would love to hear from all of you. But before we get into it, you are all specially welcome to my channel. My name is Glory Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah, and I call myself the girl with the tea. On this video, we're going to be spilling all of this tea as well as the details of a conversation between Kola and Bright Morgan about Dede. Certain revelations were made, and guys, I cannot wait to discuss it with all of you, all right? So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Now, what was the genesis of this rift between Kola and Imisi, you would ask? Ladies and gentlemen, it all started as a joke. It was all a joke until it ceased to be a joke. Now, in their typical siblingship fashion, you know, the way they play and joke around with each other, they were just bantering, you know, just having fun conversations. Bright Morgan was there. I think Mide was also there as well. They were just gisting and chatting, and you know how they would normally have a go at each other, like, oh, you are crazy, you are mad, oh, Ogun, there's this thing they always say, oh, Ogun kill your papa, oh, you are mad, it no go better for you. In other words, it shall not be well with you. Oh, you fall down and die. Oh, you fall down and break your leg. Drastic jokes like that. They are used to using such words at each other. And this is quite common with most of the housemates, especially, you know, between or amongst those ones that have a close sort of relationship. Yeah. If you listen to the way Culture, Manson, Rude Boy, in fact, mostly the guys, if you listen to the way they banter, they use such curse words as jokes a lot, yes. And so that was the same thing that happened between Imisi and Kola yesterday. And it was one of such words that Kola had used, and Imisi had picked offense, and she was upset all of a sudden. So according to her, Kola was cursing at her. Cursing at her in the sense that, oh, maybe it shall not be well with her, or maybe something terrible will happen to her. And Kola was quite taken aback because for him, it was all a joke. It was just light jokes. Why was she taking it so serious? So it happened the first time, and she was really upset. She was warning him, and then it happened again, and that was where she lost it. So she was really upset. She wasn't talking to him. She was just keeping malice with him. And then he tried approaching her to have a conversation, but then she literally shouted him off, like, get away from me, don't talk to me, F you, you know, things like that. So, as I said before, Kola had made several attempts to understand why she was really riled up, why she was really upset, because it was just a joke. But she was very, very upset. Now, he had approached her in the kitchen, and she was really offended, you know, talking about, oh, don't you ever do that. I will never forgive anybody that curses me like that. And he was like, it was just a joke. We were only playing. But then she refused to accept it, which was quite weird, ladies and gentlemen, because if there's one person that really has exercised the audacity, like the express audacity, the unrestrained audacity to use very, very toxic language, to use very, very heavy curse words on Kola and at Kola during conversations, whether jokingly or not, it is Imisi. she's always expressed and exercised that liberty to have a go at him anyhow and anytime she likes. And Kola has been condoning all of these things from her. So, guys, I was also taken aback that, hold on a second, just one curse word and you are losing your shit like this? So how about if Kola had reacted the same way? So she kept on dragging the whole thing. And Kola, you know, acting as a gentleman, kept on approaching her from time to time to resolve things with her, but she was not having it. So Kola got really tired. He got upset as well, because for every time he made an attempt to make peace, she would shout at him or she would say something nasty, you know, to him. So he too, of course, he's human. He too got upset and decided, okay, fine, that was it. And then there was Bright Morgan that had approached her to have a conversation with her, because he had kind of seen what had happened and was kind of shocked, like, okay, why is she reacting the way she was reacting? You know, so he had also asked Kola that, come, is there more to this thing? Because we don't understand why this girl is really escalating the whole matter. Is there something else you did to this girl that is really upsetting her that you probably don't even know about? And Kola too is lost. For him, he has no freaking idea. He has no idea whatsoever. Now, Imisi has given several explanations to anybody that cares to listen, that, oh, this is what he did, this is what he did. And then she had also mentioned that another thing that really pisses her off about Kola is that whenever they have issues, Kola would go around telling different people about the issue that they have. In other words, exposing their private situation to the whole house. And that really pisses her off, because she does not like everybody being up in their business. So why is he going about telling every Tom, Dick and Harry what is going on between them? And you see here, the moment Imisi complained about that, specifically, especially to Bright Morgan, guys, I was having a good laugh, because if there's one thing I've noticed about this season of Big Brother, is the fact that, you see that saying that goes on about what goes around comes around? See, it happens real fast in Big Brother's house. This 10/10 season, it has happened real fast on so many occasions where something happens and people enable it, people applaud it, but then a few moments later, or maybe some days later, the same circle comes back to hit them. It happens to them the exact same way. You know, it had happened before when they were enabling it and applauding it. Because see, listening to Imisi complain about that aspect of Kola, guys, I was having a good laugh, because this is literally the same thing Kola does whenever he has conversations with Dede, and then he takes those conversations to Imisi, to Bright, to Mide, to Zita, to Doris, to any Tom, Dick and Harry in the house that he normally has conversations with. And especially when he brings those conversations to Imisi, she enables it. And she even goes ahead to add spices and all whatnot into the gist to make it more toxic, and to also sow several seeds of discord in Kola's mind against Dede. And in fact, not only against Dede now, but against anybody that Kola brings to their table of conversation. So listening to her whine about it last night, guys, I was just laughing at the hypocrisy. I was laughing at the double standard, because for me, I felt like, girl, what did you expect? I mean, haven't you heard that if you have a friend that does XYZ to people and you enable it, and you never ever call it out, you never ever caution them about that bad habit, one day it's gonna come back to you. It's definitely gonna come back to you. If you have a friend who steals from other people and you've never ever cautioned them, you've never ever called them out on their bullshit, one day they would literally steal your life. If not something bigger, they would literally steal from you as well. So what were you expecting? They were going to receive special treatment? And you see here, when Imisi and Kola finally had a conversation about it. Now, I love the fact that in Kola's defense, when he had finally granted her the audience to talk to him, because guys, at that point, remember I said that Kola was frustrated and he was done, like he was literally done. And I'm going to explain the process, you know, before they finally had a sit down conversation. Yeah, but back to what I was saying. In his defense, when she had brought it up to him, like, oh, I don't like the fact that when we have issues, you're going to be telling people, I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. Kola said, listen, how many friends do I have in this house? If I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Bright Morgan or I'm talking to Mide. So what do you mean by every time you and I have issues, I go around telling people? Who else is involved in our friendship, if not these other two people? And he had a point. He had a point. Because guys, if we're being honest with ourselves, when it comes to Kola's friendship with Imisi, if there's an issue, he would talk about it with Bright and Mide. And that is because whether there's a game or no game, they have a friendship, they have a siblingship, and they have a bond. So in that aspect, you can see that Kola respects what he has with Imisi to some level, to some degree. And he would not go around having a media round about it or about her, right? And that is understandable. But when it comes to Dede, because they're not particularly friends, Dede is more like sport to Kola. Dede is more like game. No, not even more like. Dede is Kola's game in that house. And there's absolutely nothing wrong about it, right? Because Kola too is Dede's game, right? So let's call it a spade here. So when it comes to the game, definitely Kola will have a media round with as many people as possible to drive his agenda, to push his narrative, because that is his game. So in that regard, we cannot expect Kola to, give the same level of respect and regard he has for his friendship with Imisi to Dede. I don't know if we understand it. Yeah. But anyways, I was saying that before Kola finally granted Imisi the audience for them to have a sit-down conversation, Kola had walked away from her several times because she had first done the same thing to him before, right? And then second, every time he had approached her for a reconciliation conversation, she would hurl insults at him and she would shout at him and chase him off, right? So he decided to reciprocate the energy. And guys, guess what? The one who enjoys dishing out toxicity could not condone that same level of toxicity. Now, it wasn't like Kola was even resorting to insults and saying very, very demeaning words to her. No. Instead, what he was doing was when he approaches her for a conversation and she would begin to raise her voice and begin to try to scold him, he would tell her, if you cannot keep your voice low, I'm going to walk away from this. And she will still be shouting, he'll walk away. And then she will go and call him again, hold him, Kola, sit down. Kola, I'm not sitting down. Say what you want to say. So I loved the fact that Kola leveraged on that rift between them to set his boundaries solid. Yep. Because there was no other way he could have done it. Imisi takes a lot of things for granted. And she does it deliberately. In fact, everything that happened yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, argue with me from now to eternity, I would tell you that for Imisi, that was our own way of creating content. Day 2 after nominations. If you notice, every time there's a nomination, Imisi immediately begins to create content, which is good for her because at the end of the day, it's a game. She needs to work hard for her longevity in the game. So there's nothing wrong in her hustling for her highlights and hustling for the vote, right? It's the same thing everybody in the house is doing anyways. But as I was saying, I love the fact that Kola stood his ground. He stood his ground and he leveraged on that opportunity to, instill his boundaries that moving forward, you can no longer scold me. No more disrespecting me, no more insulting me, hurling insults at me unprovoked. That is unacceptable. So he had spoken his mind to her, right? And I want to presume that they are good now because they had a lengthy conversation. So ladies and gentlemen, that is that about Kola and Imisi. What are your thoughts about it? I would love to hear your thoughts. So please go ahead and share in the comment section below. All right. Now, on to the conversation between Kola and Bright Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy is missing Dede like crazy. So it turns out that he and Dede, they had an agreement, and this is what he had told Bright Morgan. They had an agreement, and I am presuming that this agreement is based off of their last conversation on Sunday night, where Dede had told him that she's no longer going to be receiving the barest minimum from him, that if he wants her, he needs to work hard for it. He needs to chase her. He needs to impress her. I had done a video about that, right? So I'm presuming that that is what the agreement is based off on. Yes. So he was telling Bright that he really misses her, that by now they would have been having their back and forth. They would have been having their issues. And guys, let's not forget that Kola gets a kick off having back and forth with the girls he's attracted to. He had actually said it, that he's not the type of guy that enjoys peaceful relationships. Kola said it, that he's not the type of guy that enjoys peaceful relationships. He enjoys it when his girl gives him drama. He loves very, very dramatic women, and he just enjoys the pursuit, the chase, the back and forth, you know. And I think that's another thing that, you know, gets him really attracted to Dede, aside the physical looks and every other thing, the aesthetics and all. Yeah. I'm thinking that it's all about the drama, the playing hard to get. You know, it gives him a lot of work to do, makes him work extra hard, think extra hard, and keeps him on his toes all the time. So he also revealed that both of them had actually, he had actually planned a picnic for Dede. And I think he had told her about it, and she was very excited. Like, she was really, really over the moon about it. And now he really wished that she would come back to the house so that they can actually execute all of their plans and, you know, meet up with their agreement. And I'm thinking, okay. Okay. And you know, yeah, speaking about Dede on the other hand, in the secret room where she is staying currently with Joanna and Rude Boy, Dede feels like by the time she returns to the house, Kola would have moved on. Kola would have forgotten about her. And Rude Boy and Joanna, they were trying to convince her that that would never happen, especially Rude Boy, that would never happen because Kola likes her a lot, that the guy even wants to marry her. She said, that is true, that Kola even told her that he wants to come and see her mom. I say, hey, this is the same Kola that is trying to convince himself and every other person that he's only attracted to Dede, that he does not like her like that. And I'm thinking, Kola, have you fallen in love out of your game? Like, what exactly is going on? I mean, this is really cute. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, speaking about Dede still, she had placed a bet with Rude Boy that by the time she returns to the house, Kola would have moved on away from her. But then it was quite cute because whilst they were having that conversation, Kola and Bright, they had already had that conversation about Kola missing her and wishing she could return to the house. And I mean, even though he said he wished that she would come back to the house, well, you can never tell if it's just because he wants his game to continue or if he genuinely misses her because he likes and enjoys her company in the house. I mean, guys, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on another video because there's quite a lot of conversations that happened last night and I cannot wait to spill all of it. All right, so I'll be sharing the rest on my next video, but in the meantime, go ahead, engage in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.